Hi, I'm Kane. This is vlog number 7 for Dr. Alan Reed's English 231 class. And for this video, I'm going to be talking about misinformation, disinformation, and algorithmic bias based on the readings and podcasts assigned for this module. These topics are all very connected, especially when it comes to how we use social media and everyday life and how it shapes what we believe. First, I want to define misinformation and disinformation because even though they do sound very similar, they are actually quite different. Misinformation is false or incorrect information that is shared with the intent to harm. So basically, someone might post or share something that isn't true, but they don't realize that it's wrong. And an example of misinformation can be someone reposting a fake health tip or an outdated news story, but thinking that it's accurate. So they're not posting it with purposeful ill intent. On the other hand, disinformation is false information that is shared on purpose to mislead people. It has purposeful ill intent. This is obviously more intentional. The goal is to actually influence opinions and create confusion or push a certain agenda. A good example of disinformation is during the 2020 presidential election, where some false claims were spread online to intentionally influence how people viewed candidates or view the results. The difference between misinformation and disinformation really matters because it affects how we respond to it. If it's misinformation, the solution is often fact-checking. If it's disinformation, it's more about intentional manipulation. So realizing that whoever posted it or whatever news or human posted it had ill intent and wanted to trick the viewers. And that's harder to stop because that's more malice. This connects to how social media can be used as a tool for political and social influence, especially in what they call a post-truth environment, which is what they're saying we live in. The "is it legit" reading gives some helpful ways to check if something is trustworthy. Very simple steps including checking the source, looking for evidence or citations, seeing if other reliable outlets are reporting the same thing, and questioning emotional or extreme claims. A lot of misinformation spread because people don't take a second to verify it before reposting or sharing it. And then next I wanted to talk about algorithmic bias, which is when social media platforms don't show content in a neutral way. Instead, they show you content based on what you've already liked or watched or interacted with. Apps like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook all use algorithms like this, and the podcast explains that you're basically curating your own feed even if you're not actively realizing it. For me personally, I notice it really bad on TikTok, a little bit on Instagram, but it's definitely worse on TikTok. If I'm feeling a certain way, if I'm liking a bunch of sad videos, I'm going to get pushed sad content immediately. Like, it floods in. It's actually crazy how fast it switches. And then even as well when it comes to my political opinion, I will like videos and share videos with the political opinion that I align with, and that is all that I get shown on my feed. And I really won't get the other side unless I go out of my way to look for it, which is definitely not okay, that we are only getting one side of things that the app thinks or knows I like or I will interact with. So that is definitely something that needs to be fixed, or not even necessarily fixed, but something that users need to be more aware of. And then this is where everything connects, where algorithmic bias can actually amplify misinformation and disinformation, because platforms prioritize engagement. It's really just about making money. They could care less about if the content is correct or incorrect. Because platforms prioritize engagement, content gets more likes and shares and reactions and pushed out to more people, actually more if it is not accurate. So misleading posts get a lot of attention. The algorithm may spread it even further just because that's just naturally how it works. And this makes it harder to tell what's true, especially when your feed is already personalized. Misinformation and disinformation show how fast false information spreads, while algorithmic bias explains why we keep seeing certain types of content or why we see the content that we are seeing. Together, they show that social media doesn't just reflect reality, it actually shapes how we understand the world. Like, my TikTok and Instagram could be showing me something totally different than my roommate, and we have totally different viewpoints on things because we are getting shown different viewpoints from our phones, because it's not a reflection of reality, it's shaped. That's why it's important to be more aware of what we're consuming online and take time to question and verify information before believing and sharing it.